Our next speaker is Nancy Byers. She's going to demonstrate the language of light, which is a vibrational healing technique. And after experiencing the language of light, many people report feeling more empowered, having a sense of remembered essence of who they are, and just an overall sense of well-being. She's been doing this for 12 years, actually over 12 years, and she has this unique ability to express this language. She's helped hundreds of people all over the world with this gift. Please help me welcome Nancy Byers.
Good morning, and thank you for coming, and thank you for taking your time out of this beautiful day. We should all be out here on the grass. So thank you. I moved quite a bit during this. I'll come down and walk along doing the language of light for you in a few minutes. And please feel free if there are any questions to stay after, and right after I'll meet with people so that the next person can get on board. This process for me started 20 years ago. I'm trained as a traditional marriage and family counselor. Can you hear me well enough? And I was a little bit bored with traditional work at that time, and I was ready for what was next. And I asked the universe for my next step. I just kind of put it out there, whatever's next, I'm ready. And 3 nights later, I woke up in the middle of the night to an experience of, I would describe it as purring like a cat lying in bed, enveloped in this beautiful light. And my life really changed after that night. Over a period of 3 years, all different experiences that I won't get into right now. You can look on the website. The whole story of how this developed is on the website. But after 3 years of no sound, I had no idea what was coming through these experiences I was having. But at the 3-year mark, there was a point at which there was a developed ability to catch a sound current that at the time I just called gibberish because I had no idea what it was. I had been lying on the floor in a counselor's office for 3 years as this process developed. I had a baby when it started, a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, so it was easier for me to go to a counselor's office. I had used her through a divorce several years before and called her when these experiences started, and she said, come on in and talk about it. And we started talking about it, and in her office I started having these same experiences. And at that 3-year mark, when I caught this wave of my voice, it was like suddenly there was a seamlessness of really putting words to it, takes away from it. I almost rather just jump in and do it for you. And over time I learned that what I was calling gibberish was really a combination of different ancient languages. A friend called to let me know that a Swami from India was in town one night. And I went to hear him and really liked the small setting. It was very intimate. And I got the courage up. In those days I needed a lot of courage to speak about it. I got the courage up to ask him for help and ask if he'd ever heard of anything like this. And I put a tape on for him, and he bounced along listening to the rhythm of it, and afterwards said that very casually, said, yes, this is called the Tala experience. And the tantric yogis would work on those particular sounds going up their chakras to attune to their light bodies. And he said, if this is happening to you, give thanks and let it deepen. This is not gibberish, this is Sanskrit, and these are the sounds of time. Well, at that point, it was almost 4 years when I was meeting him. My left brain finally had something to attach to it. It was so interesting in those days. My left brain needed something to give me direction or to hang on to. But after that, I was able to just go whatever. I guess I'm driving into the unknown. And as long as I'm not defined as crazy and my husband's not trying to put me away, and he's an electrical engineer. You can imagine when I was coming home saying, the left side of my head is vibrating today, or the right side of my head is, or my palate, I'm feeling pressure. And I'd look at him and there'd be this like, oh dear. So over time, I just had to learn to trust what was happening internally. And I'd like to share that with you now, and we can talk about it afterwards. Some of you may be having these experiences, and that's why you're here. And the reason I like to get up and talk at all about it is because I've met so many people along my journey who are in some way, not through sound, through other ways, having experiences that are very confusing at the best. So I acknowledge all of you who are on this collective journey we seem to be sharing. So, intention plus sound equals manifestation. If it's all right with you, I'll hold that whatever is needed by us as a group today be offered always and only from the highest place of love. And I'll start out with a group message, and then I will walk around. And if you're interested, I'll just come up and down, just kind of move back, and I'll just very quickly talk to each of you. I think there's time to do each of you. I think so. It'll be very fast. I'll give you a sample. In a regular session, here at the expo, I just do the sound itself. If you come for a private session, it's different in that I talk about what your intention is and what's needed, what's going on a little bit before aligning with the sound. But the basic function of sound is to break up and reorganize energy. So here we go. One of the things I want to tell you is that every time I do this, I experience it as a ceremony of remembrance. I love Einstein's quote that we can't solve problems with the same consciousness that created those problems. That's what this work is about. That's why it's not in English. By offering it in this way, it bypasses our left brain. It goes to that deeper part of us. It has the knowing of who we are beyond the dramas and beyond the stories of who we identify. At a Healing Sounds conference, a gentleman walked up to me one time, and I had just done it for a group, and he said, "Do you know what you're saying when you do this?" And I shrugged his shoulders and went, "No, I have no idea, but I always feel it's about remembering and about love." And he walked off and said, "I'll be right back." And he went off to the corner and he was writing for a while, and he came back. And he brought me this piece of paper which I pass around, but I have some at my booth. But he said, "I happen to be a linguist, and I understood a lot of what you said, and that particular time was in Persian." So he wrote phrases in Persian on the left and translated them, and he said, "You'll be interested in the bottom ones in particular and see what you said." The next to the last one is the word memory, and the last phrase is remember as in a command. So literally, and that's why I interrupted, I kept saying this thing across my screen of my head, doing this with you. Remember, remember, remember. So we'll go back to remember. Om Harum Harum Hara. 옛바람에 기란다요 옛말이 나라의 덤보던다 옛락기라는 미리야 막기란 나가람 보란다 오사양 오사양 옛막기라는 미리야 막기란 나가람 보란다 옛막기라는 미리야 막기란 나가람 보란다 예단남 오사양 예단남 오사양 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 예바키샤 민키르 먹기라 민기야 막기는 가시라다 옛말이라 에리미키르 막기르 시루 막기라 민키라이라 옛말랑 내리키르 먹기라 시라 먹기르 먹으라야 이린 막기라다 옛말이라 민기야 민시라 김막기라 양말이라 민기야 김시라 민기야 막기는 미라야 예마랑 민기야 막기리 기기를 막기 슈라마야야 양양 막기누라야 일국박히 막시 양이 막히를 모리라 이 막히 샤라스야야 이 막히 우어가 만일라 니메리라 만일나란나요 임마라 빌리라야 이메샤 리마키라 리마키라야 임포다양 포다나양 포다양 나는 불만은 시라 이모른 사람들이 야야하고 사람만 이모른 바 Kira kukusan riyayan kurang kira karma kurang innayanam yedam imba kira riyayan makiran nasirayan usayan Riyanin riyadata shirma kurma karmata Riyanin riyadata urushan kurumkara Iramin riyadin kotan Engaram riyayam makiran garam kotan Yang When sound is introduced, like now as you leave here, this vibrations have just started moving through your body. So over the next bit of time, just be aware of whatever our attention is collectively showing up in different ways for you. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. At the same time, okay.
What is she saying?
Well, that's the thing in this. I wish I knew. And
It's like just something is telling you to say this.
if I had to say anything in English about what this is, I am looking at each and one of you, and I have a privilege of meeting you in this space for this moment, for the purposes of this presentation, for a moment in time. And in this moment, if I were to tell you about you now and what's going on in your life, I'd be meeting you where you are now consciously. But this work is about going beyond that, like laser, into a part of you that's been either asleep or just resting or comes up from now and then. And it is a remembrance, like remember. If I were to say anything, it would be that. The other piece of this is if we take out the language of it, it's like a sonic massage to me when I'm doing it. You know how people get massages and touch? When I'm working with people, I get my boots, I'm behind you most of the time, very gently touching as I'm doing the sounds, rotating your ear in your ears. And so it's traveling very quickly along the neural pathways. So there are multiple uses for pain management, for a ceremony of remembrance. I've actually performed three weddings. One a student I taught in 5th grade a long time ago, because that's when he was 10 years old and he called at 37. A pediatrician out in California asking if I would come out there and marry him when his teacher wife. And I said, oh my gosh, you know I'm not a minister. He goes, I know, but it's California. I found a way to have it. I was ordered to be a deputy marriage commissioner for a day in San Diego County. And when he learned about this work, because I did a private ceremony the day before the wedding, he said, oh, please do this during the ceremony. You don't have to explain it, just do it during the ceremony. So I did it during the ceremony. And it worked fine. It was not an issue. In fact, it's one of my greatest joys is doing it in couples, because it can help open up that soul-to-soul depth of remembering. You know, that's why we come together in different ways. And then the other thing I'd say to you is that I, more than any other person, have questions. You know, when other people are raising their eyebrows, mine are usually raised even higher. Go figure. Did I think I would ever be? Did I know this existed? No. Did I ever think I'd be doing this in front of a group like this with people? Never. Ever. But I think there's something about opening up in the universe to that intention of wherever I can be needed, wherever I'm needed most now, and then letting go. There's something magical to me about that in the way that this journey came to be. And part of it is just being willing to get quiet enough to answer that call or maybe kicking and screaming like I did, but answering it nonetheless in our very unique way. So I'll stand out here for a few minutes afterwards and be happy to help with anything. I have one CD. It is called Soul Speak. It's a combination of music and speaking. If anyone would like to see this piece of paper with the different translations, I'll be out there with this. And I have cards for anybody interested. And my booth is not far into it with a balloon on top if anybody's interested in this gesture. Thank you all very much.